Hi dear viewers, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing great. Today I am going to review a film called Muthu. It's a 1995 film starring Rajinikanth, Meena, Radha Ravi, Sharath, Babu, Sendil, Vadivelu and whole lot of people. It is truly a family entertainer, but in 1995 October Diwali, it didn't work for me for a few days. And then I think many fans also felt the same. It took a bit of time, maybe 2-3 weeks into the release, to capture the family audience. If you take prior to that, for Pongal 95, Basha was released. It took the industry by storm. It was a truly fan entertaining. It was an entertainer for fans. And as a fan of Rajinikanth, we were expecting something beyond even. Okay. A story like that, because you have seen him as a Don, and the next step is we didn't know what to expect. The expectations were huge, and besides that, you have first time A.R. Rahman joining hands, and the tune was totally different. So that it was different in a sense. It was also great after Kadalan and all those films. The music looked very peculiar and strange, and it was fabulous. So we were all thinking it's going to be some sci-fi film or beyond even, So that's what probably Rajinikanth is going to be playing a scientist or a robot, something like that of that line, because the music looked totally different. So for us, for fans, it didn't work because it was kind of a mellowed down Rajinikanth a bit initially, that we didn't. For us, the next step is what could escalate Rajinikanth to a kind of beyond Basha, but that didn't happen. But then it did wonders for the family audience. It brought in all the people in the family. So it was a truly family entertainer. Now I look back when I watch it, at that time it didn't look as a 1995 film for especially Rajinikanth, because Rahman came in. There were a lot of changes in the film industry. India was, Tamil Nadu was producing so many pan-India films like Bombay, Roja, Gentleman, Kadalan, and all those movies. It was like it's said to produce Kadalism. For me, modern times were those actually. So it didn't fit in those times, but it could have been better if it was released or if it was made early 90s, maybe 91, 92 when Chinna Counter and Natame came in, or 93, 92 could be a fitting time for this movie, but for the fans it didn't initially work. But now when I look back and see it on TV, it does really little wonders for me, So it's a story of a man who kind of disowns everything, He makes his son live almost kind of in a below poverty line life, and then, so that kind of a story. Disowning something is not new for Rajinikanth. He has his stories of rag to riches story, and then once he is rich and he becomes poor and he finds his way out. So this is kind of Rajinikanth masala movies for quite some time. And this may be coming after the same directed by Ravi Kumar and Nadame. So it had that flavor added to it, the Nadame flavor added to it. Plus the regular Rajini masala movies. These two put together it made. But besides that, what worked for me here is Rajinikanth's acting, especially when he did comedy. That was fabulous. When once he runs up and down the staircase, and the innocence that he shows on the face, that was fabulous. And even when he was beaten up and walks, between the rows of people, perplexed as being, what has happened to him. So that was a fabulous acting. And the older character of Rajinikanth, the father of Rajinikanth, kind of philosopher who has lost everything and think life is something beyond material possession. This movie is very philosophical. Maybe as a kid, when you watch as a kid like 15, 14 or 16, you didn't get to. But I think this movie is made for people who are beyond 20, 25 and 30. It's not for the teenagers, those days at least. So that's why maybe I didn't have a connection. That's one thing. And the screenplay was very good. From one scene to the other, it kept moving at a good pace, you know. Yeah. So Rajinikanth's acting was fabulous when it comes to comic nature, serious when he bursts out or when he cries, and all those things were really good. And also his stunts, they were really more. I think most stunts, except for in one or two here and there, mostly he did his stunts. That was very nice. And then coming to Sharath Babu, you know, he wasn't as likable as I saw him in Annamalai, but it was okay. You know, he could have got another person to do it. Maybe, you know, when he acts with Rajinikanth, it goes well. That's why they have chosen him. It was okay for him. I didn't see a fabulous acting from Sharath Babu. And the other thing that is stand out for me is Vadivelu, because he was barely into you know, film industry, maybe 2-3 films or 4-5 films. I think before that he might have done Kagalan and all those films. His comedy really, Comic Sans and comedy really did work for me. You know, he didn't feel that he was a newcomer, so that was a fabulous job. Even Senville, in bits and pieces here and there, his comedy also a little worked for me. And Ponnambalam as this henchman for Radha Ravi, and that was also challenging. Like, you know, he challenges Rajinikanth here and there with his looks and stunts and all this thing. And after Rajinikanth, for me, a standout performance is Radha Ravi. He was terrifying. Okay, the movie I watched in those days only because of Radha Ravi's acting and his dialogue delivery, the way he looks. You know, he carried that negativity on his shoulders. That we need to give appreciate him for that. That was a fabulous acting. For me, Rajinikanth and Radha Ravi, because of these two characters and a couple of other music as well. Because this movie, like except the first song and a couple of other songs, the music actually is not made for this film, I felt. You know, they wanted to use, it looked as if they wanted to use Rahman, his fancy sounds, but without needing it actually. You know, a Deva or Ilayaraja would have done a better job. I mean, I'm not saying it was a better job, but the music was fabulous, but it didn't fit in, you know, for this kind of movie. As Chirti, who did for Natame, could have been better choice. But we never know, like, you know. So that was thing. And then camera work, really, it didn't need much camera work, but it was fabulous, you know. Especially the first song, zooming in, zooming out, and a lot of great usage of cranes, I think. So, you know, mostly it was nicely done, the camera work, especially for the fight scene and all. Stunts, I'll come to that later. So, and then the film looked, the film format looked very pleasing to the eyes. You know, that was a fabulous job. Camera work in many places, not only in songs. Songs were fabulous, especially Tilana Tilana, even the first song, even Kurvalile. All these songs had a fabulous camera work, and some couple of epic shots also, especially with the chariot. You know, the chariot and all these things, you know. Yeah, so so that's about camera work. The sets were really great, especially for Tilana's song, and you know, I think they have chosen to shot it in Mysore Palace. That was a fabulous choice. And getting all those people for the movie would have been a hell of a task. Those a lot of workers, a lot of public needed. I don't know what they did them for feeding or, you know, paying them. It could have cost them a lot. So that was a great work. Yeah. So songs, music, fantastic, but only that, you know, it didn't fit for the movie. Then you have you know, stunts. Stunts were fabulous, especially when they just run off to Kerala, and then there's a fight taking place. I think stunts, they were people were flying off. You cannot do that on CGI. People were flying off, getting hurt. You could really see, from the bullock carts. So those are so not the bullock carts, but I think the horse-drawn wagons or something. So that was fabulous stunts. I think in that, especially other people, and you can also see the comedy or comical nature of Rajinikanth even there. Even that stunt sequence as well, when the snake comes over and he thinks that it is the hand of Meena, and then realizes that it's a snake. That was a fabulous acting by Rajinikanth. Then you have Sharath Babu, I talked about, Radha Ravi, I talked about, I think. All the actors, acting was fabulous. I think one great thing was that I also talked about the screenplay. It was fabulous. That was kept going, but even now you can watch it. It's not a movie, that could bore you. So that's the thing. And it's also philosophical. Philosophically, say the main thing is that that you have to disown. Disown means that you have enough for you, that you don't need much of wealth and all money and whatever comes after that. So that point has been proved. So all in all, it was a fantastic movie. Sets I talked about, music, stunts I talked about. What else? I think that's all. You have that philosophical, statements of the old Rajinikanth. Everything worked for me, but it had a little bit of that Natami resemblance. But otherwise, I have no complaints. I can watch it. Thank you for listening to me. Okay, tune in for more stuff like this. Thank you.